Hello, welcome everybody. Justin from Critical Paint Studios here. Yes, I am alive. Barely. I've been very sick for the last couple of weeks. I'm still recovering. It has knocked the wind right out of me. But I've been working on bits and pieces behind the scenes as well. So I've been keeping busy. Doing what I can when I can, that sort of thing. But we are back. I feel up to lasting 3 hours on stream, so we're going to give it a go today. We've got 2 viewers already in chat. Welcome aboard, folks. I'm just going to check and see that YouTube is working. Looks like it is, yes. Make sure we've got sound over there. Okay, that's working, so that means Twitch should be working. That's working, so that means Twitch should be working. Okay. The music there? Oh, hello, Weasel. Can you hear the music in the background? Oh, hello, Weasel. Can you hear the music in the background? No music. Okay. There is music, so give me a second. That should be there now. Still no music. Okay, something's going on. Hang on. YouTube, you might have to start singing. Hopefully not. Hang on. So Pretzel's going, but it's not playing any music. Hang on. Everything is rigged up the way it's meant to be. I think there's music now. Yeah, okay, good. So that's not too loud? Should be just a smooth lo-fi Enos in the background. Okay, so we'll get stuck in. Oh, we got more people. Hello. So we got Luke and we got Weasel. Welcome back. Getting the weirdest sense of deja vu. Yeah. Don't. Damn it. I need to get a new pair of these. I broke them the other day and the fix that I did isn't working by the look of it. These are scratched to hell is what they are. It's a 3.5, 2, 16, 2.5. Hopefully that should be enough. Oh, now they're completely stuffed. I'll put that over there. What's going on here? He's back. Yes, I am back. Failed to load module. Oh, that's handy. Come now. Come on. There we go. Okay. Oh, what was that? Hydrate. I shall. I've made myself a coffee in my very big mug. Alrighty. So we are continuing on. I've been trying to finish this squad for the last 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll get a bit further on it today. It'll be working on the plasma weapon. Now, as a note, I have noted best drunk while still hot unless it's cold brew. It is a hot coffee. I very rarely have hot coffees, but I felt like one this morning. Most of the time it's yeah, iced coffees, cold brews. Should make up another batch of cold brew actually. When I was a member of Disturbed, i.e. Down with the Sickness, I watched the Warhammer Plus pardon me, short run animation called Penitence, which is the Adeptus Sororitas. And in that animation, one of the soldiers has a plasma gun, and I noted how the plasma gun worked. So it's not sitting there charged, ready to roll. It's only getting charged when it's fired. So you, for example, there's that particular one, that's 2 double shots with caffeine, with guarana. In that tumbler, I think there's about 700 or 800 mils. So it's almost a liter of coffee. Because I don't have blood, I have coffee, and I have to keep my coffee levels up, otherwise I die. But getting back to plasma guns. So when they're running around and when they're holstered, they're not on, so there's no light or anything in the coils. When you are ready to fire, you pull the gun out, you charge the gun up, the coil starts to glow blue, or like sort of ambience blue, until it gets to full charge. It gets its brightest, and even then its brightest is not what miniature painters paint. I need to shrink that right down, hang on. There we go. So it's loaded up, the coils power up, and then it executes. Then it shoots the shot. This is the Ace of Spades from Destiny 2, and this is one of the variants, but this is more specifically the nerf version of it. So this actually fires. Powers up. Shoots out the belt. Pull it. And then we can... I've forgotten how to get into it already. Where's the clip release? Is that it? There it is. And then you've got your threatening FBI, open up, need to go down the range, needs Brisbane. So it is kind of like a Halo plasma gun. Yeah, it has to charge and then it fires. So depictions of what you see a lot of miniature painters do when they do their plasma coils, they make them the brightest things on the planet, which to me has always been a really stupid idea, because if you have the power pack or the plasma coil on the top of the weapon, when you look down the weapon to aim at someone, you're going to have all this light in the way. So it can't be as bright as the sun. Otherwise you won't be able to see anything. You just have this halo of light everywhere. So saying that, when I do plasma weapons, we'll go over to this guy. So as you can see, I haven't painted that one up yet. I may need to actually move him around a little bit so he's in shot. But if we go to the Commissar, which we've just finished, you can see that the plasma's there, and the plasma's nice and glowy because we've got the lighting effects on it, but it's not stupidly overpowering. And that's the way I like to do my plasma weapons, because they look more realistic, and my painting style sits more in the realism side of things than the other side of things, as opposed to a lot of other miniature painters. Like El Miniaturista and Flamion, for instance, do these. They look amazing, don't get me wrong, but not my Warhammer. So yeah, I do my plasma weapons a little bit more muted, and I think it works better in the overall scheme of things. Pew pew. Yes. So I'm going to go through and get our plasma coil ready to roll. Now, the surrounding metals I have also tinted. So the main metal of this weapon is the gunmetal color, but I've also added a little bit of black to it to darken it down, so it makes the plasma coils pop just a touch more. Yeah, I've had the weekend to myself. My wife and son have gone camping. They'll be back because where I am in Brisbane, we currently have our what we call the Eka holiday. If you're not an Australian, you won't know what that is. We have sort of like a fair exhibition thing, and that's why we call it the Eka, because let us be damned. Brisbane Festival public holiday Wednesday, yeah. But in the Redlands Shire, where I reside, it's today. So they've broken up the different regions of Brisbane. So everyone has the show holiday, but they don't all converge on the city on the same day. They used to do it that way, and that didn't go so well for them. I've actually been working on the last two members of this squad in tandem, sort of building up the various elements to them. Together. So I do the base coat blue for the coats, the reds, the metals, etc. But now they start to diverge because one is a communications tech and the other one is a heavily armored grunt. So this coil's going to need one more coat by the look of it. Now, in other news, the Queensland Model and Hobby Expo is on, I believe, this weekend in Ipswich. And I will be attending that one. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. And my 2 entries are packed and ready to go. I'm hoping they survive the journey intact. Now, the next fun bit going to be slight airbrushing. Matt Damon often comes to visit the Eka. Really? Well, there you go. That I did not know. What are you caught on? There. I'm sorry, but I just can't hear Matt Damon anymore. It's always Matt Damon. I watch too much South Park. Matt Damon. Darker, darker. Darker, darker jihad. Shouldn't say stuff like that. My thing for a number of years was Kim Jong-il. Ahara! He says, inevitable. Inevitable. Come on. So I've just gotten some diluted white. Hey, Hellgrad, how you going, mate? I'm alive, barely. Oh, just about to go to bed. Whoa! Those look sick. What do you have? Is that a particular hive cluster? Like, is it one of the named ones, or have you made your own scheme there? What was the color scheme for my army? Yeah. Is it based off one of the legit swarms, or is it your own creation kind of thing? Oh my! Ah, nice. There we go. I think that's a decent enough brightness. And then we'll dull that down with our various shades of blue. 2 in this case. Let's clean out this airbrush quickly while we're here. Where's my green spray? Now, for this section, we're going to be using contrasts. It's going to need a decent wash. What's going on there? Oh. Do you have a name for your hive fleet? So, Virexius. I like it. Virexius. That sounds nasty. I like that. So now, ow. Where are we? I want you. You can go back. I want you. Blend of Vara, the Devour, Varax, swirling pool that the vortex sucks everything in. That's cool. I like that name. So because this guy's got quite a bit of leather on him, I am going to do the leather first, so I can then bring up the whites in the leather so we can add our blues. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the bases yet. I want them to be like a chemical swamp. Let's look at that picture again. You've gone quite words, Justin. You've gotten quite a bright green on the skin already. Now, if you want to go a toxic swamp, that would assume that you went with a green also for that. Might I suggest doing a glowing purple instead, because that is a contrasting color. So if you go like a black, like sort of black base, you can get a really good effect by sort of putting your dirt down, and I would go with a really dark, almost black brown, and then you get some PVA glue, and you get it on like a toothpick or the end of a paintbrush or something, and you can make blobs on the ground that look like pustules and stuff, and then dry brush in some glowy purple on that. Oh yeah, I can see in the recesses there. And the sort of the spots along the head and bits and pieces. But if you go sort of more of a reddy purple, like a magenta, sort of then going up to like a iridescent sort of fluorescent purple on that ground, it will contrast quite nicely between the two. Or you can keep it muted and sort of do the black and the purple, using different undercoats to get different effects on the models. Nice. Getting the stuff for this purple, for this leather out. So far, only 4 at this stage, but I need sleep. Have a good stream, get better. Thank you, and you get some sleep, bud. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Much appreciated, as always. I can look right out of touch. So yeah, other stuff that I've been doing, I have run into an issue with my printer, the new printer. Not a bad issue, it's okay. Where I need to have my string have the spools of filament on plastic spools. And so like there's the stuff that I normally get and the stuff that I have been getting previous has been on cardboard spools. So I needed to re-spool about 4 or 5 rolls of filament onto plastic spools. And to do this, I needed to make myself a re-spooler. So I found a good one on MakerBase, and I put that to use. And yeah, now I've got this really cool funky thing. You can see it in the background of the main shot here, actually. That guy just there, which you put your spool to be emptied on top, you put your second spool underneath, you bolt it in and secure it so it spins on a geared axis. And you can either use a handle crank or it's got another fitting for a drill, and you just get a hex attachment, say just your normal screw attachment. You spin it round so the pointy end's inside the drill, hold it in the chuck, stick it in the machine, and whatever you do, don't go at full pelt because it just goes everywhere. But if you start off slow, it's got a tracking guide that as you're spinning the gears, it moves the track back and forwards, so it spreads the filament evenly across the roll. It's pretty cool. It knocks the time down to, so I think to do a full spool takes about 7 minutes, which is pretty good. I also made I've got a filament joiner, one of the Sunlu filament joiners that I've played with also, and made a little enclosure with some arms that hold the filament in place. One of the problems with the Sunlu thing, when you join the filament together, you have to physically sit there and hold it. And if you move, which I do a lot because of the tremors in my hands, and the filament's heating, it'll buckle and warp and expand too much. So I made that, and the filament spooler and the Sunlu filament joiner can be used in conjunction with each other. So you can have one set up, have the other set up, put the filaments in, join them up, put it all back, move that out of the way, and I got it down to a system. It works pretty good. It's not perfect, but it works. I also made this paint rack over yesterday, actually. I'm still refining the design. This is only the demo one, but it is compatible with the Hobby Zone paint rack system that I've got set up on the rest of the desk. And I did this because I need more room for paints. I've got paints everywhere and I need to sort them out. So the one that's there currently holds half as many as this paint rack does. So once I've bolted down the design, I've got it working properly. I'm actually getting some 3-ply hobby board today from Bunnings when family gets home. And I'm going to redo the design in that I've changed a couple of elements and added some more structural support, and hopefully that's a viable option. If that's the case, I will be selling those on the website. So this holds 56, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 32, 40, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Yeah, 56. Holds 56 paints. So it's definitely a major step up from the original one that we had. Welcome everybody. I'm Justin. I'm back. I'm alive. I've just been telling everyone what I've been up to. I made a pizza over the weekend because I like to cook off the bacon, not the bacon, the pepperoni before I make the pizza. Is a much better flavor and increases the hotness of pepperoni, because technically you are meant to cook pepperoni before you eat it. Even though it's prepared so you don't have to do that, the actual recipe is that you cook it first. Because it increases the spiciness of the pepperoni and enhances the rest of the flavor profile. So I cook my pepperoni off, and I do that when nobody's here because pepperoni, when baked off, becomes very pungent. Not in a bad way. It's very spicy, and my wife does not handle spicy too well. So that particular recipe only happens when I'm by myself at home, as I have been over the last couple of days. What else have I been doing? Printed off some dummy 13 bits for my son, because he wanted some accessories for his dummy 13 figures, which is a posable action figure type thing that's 3D printed. It's completely open source. So I printed off some hands and weapons and new heads and hats. And I got some, well, I printed out a while ago a clear bone structure, sort of internal structure for one. And I need to, well, I needed to print out the rest of it, so I printed out the rest of it. The armor sections in this very cool color shifting PLA. So he doesn't know that I've done that particular one, so should be pretty happy with that. hoping I can get the thing built by the time he gets home. I'm up to book 3 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm really enjoying it. That's pretty much it, really. There's a head there. There, correct. Where are we? Oh, 10 viewers. Welcome aboard, folks. I'm Justin. This is Critical Paint Studios. I am back after a short hiatus due to sickness. And we're painting Kriegsman. Finishing off the command squad. But yeah, apart from that, what's everyone been up to? How's everyone going? I missed you all. Sickness is a rough thing. Oh. Don't all answer at once. But yes, now, I need to check this actually. What is the date today? The 10th. So, Hobby Expo. Let me check. 15th and 16th. So, yeah. Queensland Model and Hobby Expo, Ipswich, Queensland, Australia, is on this weekend. Ron6591, great broadcast. Oh, thank you very much. How are you today? And welcome to the channel. So if you're new here, which you are because you're a first-time channel, I'm Justin. This is Critical Paint Studios. I am a Brisbane-based miniature painter in Australia. From the UK. Oh, welcome. And I do commission painting. This particular one that we're working on at the moment is for a commission army. A French-inspired Krieg army. I paint for competitions, I paint for commissions, I do 3D printing, I cook, not on channel, but I show my stuff in the Discord, so the link to the Discord is down below if you want to join in. We've got folks from all over the place, and I teach as well, so if you've got any questions or if you're unsure about anything, let me know. And if you like what you see, drop a follow. And if you could, also drop a follow on my Instagram as well, because I lost it back in May in the wonderful mass deletion that Meta did. I'm trying to build it back up again. So that's the Critical Paint Studios 2026. But yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I'm a member of the Brisbane Display Painters Guild. I was just talking about QMHE, which is the Queensland Model and Hobby Expo, which is a yearly painting competition, sort of statewide competition for Queensland in Australia. And I'll be attending that one. Hey! Grandma Kale, love the mini. How are you going? Also like the one on the upper right. Oh, that's the inspiration. That's sort of the template for what we're doing. Where is it attracted to? What's your favorite paint brand? My favorite paint brand. Haha, this is a tricky one. I have a couple. My mainstay stuff, the stuff that I use every day, like for commissions and bits and pieces, is Pro-Acryl for base work. So the stuff that I'm using at the moment is scale 75, but I swap between the two. So for basing and getting colors and everything up, I use Monument Hobbies Pro-Acryl. And then for effects and finalizing highlights and bits and pieces, I use scale 75 scale color and scale 75 artist, which is the little tubes. However, I have paints from almost every brand. I don't have any AKs. Had a bad experience with them early on, and they separate and generally don't go back together, but they may have been old paints. Just haven't had a chance to go back and check them again. Strange, I heard a noise. However, having said that, to date, the best paints that I have ever used have been from a gentleman by the name of Dres, who goes by the name Mr. Pigments. Now, if you are a journeyman painter, so you've been painting for a little while, I wouldn't recommend these as a beginner painter because they are the learning curve is quite steep. Dres, Mr. Pigments, has a little store, which is this one here, and he's released a series of paints. These paints are single pigment. They are very rare. They don't have a name for the whole set as yet. I like to call them Mr. Pigment's Apothecary of Rare, Exotic, and Extinct Pigments, because that is exactly what they are. They are single pigment, so only one pigment powder has gone in to make the color. Exotic, hard to get. Rare, even harder to get. Extinct, I've probably got one of the last batches available. He's just released his third set in the series, which he is gifting me a version of, so I should be receiving those hopefully within the next month or so. But if you have a look at either my website, question that I have a go-to question that I've used before. When do you know when a mini's finished and you can put your brush down? Ooh, this is a tough one. All right, this is going to require some insight into me as a painter. I have a tendency to not want to let things go. As far as miniature painting is concerned. I try and push myself all the time to be better with every model, whether that be refining a technique I've already learned or learning a new technique. And if I get a piece that I've worked on or that I'm working on, it will, I think it's down to when you're happy with it. When you look at the piece and you go, wow, I've done a lot of work on this that I can't do any more without ruining the model. That for me is when a piece is finished. I get to the point where I go, yes, because I'm never truly happy with a piece that I've worked on because I've had to stop working on it. It's yeah, when you've done everything you can and know. Very good point, Grandma Kale. Mama Kale? Mama Kale. I'll just call you Mama Kale. When I start a piece, going way back to when I started painting, I was just painting. I sort of, if I saw something that I liked, I would emulate it and sort of refine it and get better. I found I stagnated as a painter, and I didn't get... Depends on what level you paint job. for an individual model. Yeah, some people are happy with base coats. Like as an example, this particular commission I'm working on is a level 1, so tabletop ready, with some level 2s thrown in. However, because of the kind of person I am, the command squad, there was 2 units at a level 2. So what I've done is I'll go back to this screen here, move you out of the way. Yeah. So this is one of our level 2 miniatures. So this is what I call the hero tier. So it's true metallic metals, a lot more blending, better finish, better quality. Got some nice OSL happening there. And here's the other one in that level 2. So this is the 2 particular pieces that the client wanted as level 2. Now, looking at those 2, if we go to the medic, which I really enjoyed painting. I loved painting this particular miniature. And I brought it up to a level 2 standard as well. But given that half the squad is level 2 and the other half is level 1, I kind of beefed up level 1 a bit just for these. Like this guy that I'm working on at the moment is a level 1. Here's another level 1. So there's basic OSL. It's all true metallic metal to match in. An old newbie miniature painter. Do you have any? I have tips and tricks coming out the wazoo. If there's anything, yeah, as I said, anything you want to know, any sort of aspect of miniature painting that you're stuck on and you want help with, let me know. But one of the things that I have learned in miniature painting is always push yourself. And pushing yourself doesn't mean like to the point of burnout where you're in a screaming heap on the ground. Whenever I start a new miniature, I will practice a new technique. Unless it's commission stuff. Like, well, thank you. Because if you stuff it up, you have to strip it and start again. But I generally will try and push a new technique on each model that I make. Same. I've never played a game of Warhammer in my life, and I don't know the ins and outs of the rules. However, I will quite happily paint anything you put in front of me. I generally really enjoy busts and dioramas. The bigger the better. Yeah, the thing that I concentrate on with every miniature is learning something new. Whether that be OSL, whether that be true metallic metal, whether it be non-metallic metal, whether it be wet blends, whether it be dry blends, whether it be dry brushing, whether it be feathering, whether it be stippling, cross-hatching. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the sub. That's awesome. Thank you. Much appreciated. We've also got the Discord, the Instagram, YouTube. We're actually streaming on YouTube as well today. So this stream is over on YouTube too, and Everything gets recorded. If there's anything like, say for instance, you go, I'm having trouble with this particular style, and I go, aha, and do a tutorial live on stream, which I'm prone to do. That will be then recorded and uploaded to YouTube, so it'll be there forever. Twitch has the 30-day thing. Oh, thank you. One of the things that I found early on in streaming is it's streaming's hard. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. When you're sitting here painting in a room by yourself, which I have done because I'm a veteran painter. I've been painting now for 10 years. It gets very lonely. Normally I have music blaring and punk music and stuff happening. But I was told, flat out told, not up, not recommended. Guy across the road is making a hell of a lot of noise this morning. Told that I need to start streaming because I have, as one of my friends put it, an over-exuberance of personality. I have subdued quite a lot from when I was younger. But I've still got that very outspokenness to me. Now, one of my painting associates, which is Big Deno, Trent Dennison, yes, the same Trent Dennison that won last week's Miniature Masters, and if you are not watching that, you should watch that. Miniature Masters, Squidmar Miniatures on YouTube every week on Wednesdays and Thursday, or Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on where you are in the world. It's MasterChef, but for miniature painting, and it's amazing, and I'm trying to get everyone in the world watching it if I can. No, there is no such thing as talent. And this is a thing that I'm trying to hammer into absolutely everybody. Talent does not exist. The only thing talent is practice, technique, time, and repetition. That's it. My first miniatures, which are posted in my Discord, are two of the most globulistic, painted by a 3-year-old semi-retarded goldfish. Like, they were only 5. What is it? Yeah, that was 2015, I think, from memory. Yeah, 2015. So 10 years. Well, just under 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago. Squidmar Miniatures. Emil Nostrum. Oh, and greetings from Belgium. Hello, Rollfrag. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I have a tendency of butchering people's names. You've got me on a roll here. But yeah. All talent boils down to, and anyone can do this, is find a technique, repeat that technique until you are happy with it. Once you have gotten to the point where you are happy with it, that you can say that's passable, move on to the next technique, but continue practicing the previous technique. Exactly. It's you're leveling up, and you're leveling up one level at a time, but while you're leveling up those abilities, those techniques, you're also leveling everything else that you've ever learned. Practice, practice, practice. They say it takes, 10,000 hours to master or become competent in a technique. I I have been painting for 10 years, and on average, I paint between 10 and 15 hours a day. That's most days, give or take being sick and doing other things. Every single one of those times, I have set out to, I want to get better at something. And as of last week, for example, or not last week, the week before, on Miniature Masters, they did a challenge where they had two of the contestants working together. Hello, Dom. How are you, mate? And in that show, one of the elements that they were focusing on was true metallic metal. And I had always separated true metallics and non-metallics. True metallics being it's a mindset, and it's a mindset that a lot of miniature painters have. True metallics are nowhere near as good as non-metallics, which is absolute crap after watching that episode. Seeing what can be done with a true metallic base and the true metallic elements, as opposed to non-metallic. Non-metallic is more if you want to control like the narrative down to the minusculest detail. True metallics is you want the realistic look, but you also want elements of the environment around the piece to show on the model. And that's not just in the confined world of the miniature that you're painting, it's in the world as a whole. Oh, awesome. Thank you. That's good to know. So we work well on YouTube Premium. That's in 1080p HD, isn't it? A model's a model's a model's a model. Every model is a canvas. This is probably the most Warhammer stuff that I've done in a very long time. I've got some Corvus Belli miniatures. I've got one that I'm working on here, which is the Monstrucker, which was going to be a competition piece, but I never got around to finishing it and ran out of time with commissions. Other stuff that I've done also, as an example, I can now say it because it's done and I know that they don't watch the stream. One of the commissions I did recently was for a couple in Western Australia who bought who uploaded their photo. 60 frames. Nice. They uploaded a photo to a website to get a statue in their likeness for a wedding gift, and it's them on their wedding day. I think it's their 10th wedding anniversary, and the figure itself is like 51 centimeters high, so it's this big, and it's the pair of them, husband, wife, on the pedestal. But it was all done by AI. It looked horrible, and then they printed it off, and then they painted it in flat color. Like, the skin color was this disgusting sort of horrible beige peach color that I don't even have anything close to it. It's that bad. The original request was to try and make the faces look like them, which was almost impossible because the faces of the models looked nothing like the people that they were representing. So I did my best, but that was one of the ones I've done. I did some work for a company in Victoria, which has since folded, and due to financial problems, where they printed out pets. Like, you 3D scan your pet, they print it out, converts to a 3D model, print it out. The printer that they had was supposed to print color. It never printed color correctly, so they needed someone to paint the models. So I painted a couple of dogs. I've done some Warhammer tanks. I did a massive Reaper diorama, which is viewable on my website at criticalpaintstudios.com.au. 50 miles south of Brussels. Well, here we go. Savets meet Rollfrag meet Savets. I'm pretty sure you're from, or you're from around the same region, aren't you, Savets? Or very close to it, at least. Anyway, but getting back to the original story, Trent Dennison said that I needed to stream. And I needed to get to Crimson Brush. So that's what this little bar is down the bottom here. That one. Crimson Brush is the national level painting competition held in Canberra every year. Yeah. Ron, jump on my website, www.criticalpaintstudios.com.au, go to projects and galleries, and the 4th or 5th one in that list is Dragons Don't Share, the big diorama from Reaper Miniatures. I did that for a client. That was a commission for a client in one of the neighboring suburbs. I may as well say it now. Mama Cal, I have been speaking with Reaper Miniatures, and I have secured a set of the new paints that you are speaking of. The team over there, specifically Michael, is coordinating with me, and I will be showcasing and testing out the entire new Reaper Miniatures paint range, exclusively painting one of their big diorama models on stream and collabing with them over the whole process. There's a lot more to this army that I'm painting as well. I've got sort of vehicles and walkers and other units and artillery batteries and bits and pieces. Same the deal if I was currently streaming. When I get streaming, moving after again. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to that. That should be coming up either towards the end of this month or next month. That's all right. I can't type either. That's why I talk. But yeah, Trent said I needed to stream. So in October of last year, I started streaming. I've been doing videos and bits and pieces prior to that, and this has been sort of the setup. I've added some bits and pieces and refined it over the years. But I've been planning to do this kind of thing for a while, so I've never had the kick in the butt to actually do it, and Trent gave me the kick in the butt, so here I am. But yeah, the two pieces that I'll be taking to competition. Holy crap! We just hit 360 and 808 Penguin 808. Thank you very much for the follow. Oh, what's this? What's that mean? Oh, thank you. That's a Squarespace website that I sort of have been building up. It's only about 2 years old. Also on that website is my web store. So if there's any busts or anything that you're after, I've got some really cool, really eclectic stuff that I like, and I enjoy painting. I've painted a few of them. But yeah, I can ship to anywhere in the world. Now there is a banner up the top that says I can't ship to the US, but there has been some changes that I need to make to the website because there's been some changes to tariffs and bits and pieces in the US, which make it a bit easier. However, things in Europe have gotten a bit harder, so I need to investigate that a bit more. Lady on the Toad. That was one of my very early. Actually, that was my first merchant license. That's Blackthorn Miniatures. That was the very first commission, the merchant license that I acquired, and it was also one of the very first models I ever painted for a sale, which was when I had my Etsy store, and that's something I don't want to go into ever again. Etsy's a horrible, horrible, horrible place. Never before has there been such a place filled with scum and villainy. That's Velma and the Toad, I think that one's called. That one is a cool piece. That one, it's a sort of stands about that high. I have heard of Moonstone Minis. Their merchant licensing is a little bit out of my price range at present. And I say that because since my website has been live for the last 2 years, I've sold one item off it, and it's got nothing to do with miniatures. You see the dragon models when they go back up. I don't know why. I think best folks yet. Supervisor labor. I haven't put them up. I've been meaning to. I'm going to try and get there today. I did have them all up on Instagram, but I lost my Instagram account in May, and I haven't had a chance to populate everything again. But I am working on it. I have heard of Moonstone, and I do really like their stuff. Their stuff is really quirky. Some of the latest stuff that I've been really liking is Danielle Found miniatures. I know you are. I know. I've got one of his pieces coming, and there's another one that he's just releasing soon that I want. No, absolutely. This is why this stream exists. Yes, I paint, and I will showcase painting and show you what I'm doing, but I'm also here to teach, and that is the primary focus of this channel. Was there from that? Man, Google was a nightmare. Exactly. But yeah, so like painting is the painting of miniatures on stream is not what this stream's about. It's about imparting knowledge, and it's about making people or giving people the tools that they need to become better painters. I've got a few affiliate links down below. Now, some of you may have noticed that some of my older viewers or longer running viewers will notice that the gold maple stuff has been removed. It's still available. If you ask me specifically for it, I can get you the links, because I know that painting equipment is expensive and their stuff is cheap, but I don't want to visibly support them because of the stuff that's happened recently with the stealing of other people's art, pumping it through AI, and then putting out crap AI written apologies and not meaning anything. Their advertising practices and the stuff that they make streamers do when you go through and do stuff for them is a bit rich as well. Boom, boom. But yeah, I will no longer be actively showing my support for Golden Maple. Struggling to find my own painting style. So many different artists with totally different styles. Can't decide which one I would prefer. So now I'm in the phase of trying out a lot of things, be bold with some techniques, and I'm having fun. Any. Absolutely any. I've painted plastic, I've painted metal, I've painted resin. I had some of the COcast ABS models. That's a crap resin butt. The Forge World miniatures are notorious for being a bad quality resin. It had issues with bubbling, it had issues with separating, it had issues with molds unaligning, too much heat, there's too much pressure. Where are we? You see the tank. If you are having fun, that's the best thing ever. Exactly. When it comes to styles and technique, well, styles over techniques, I've kind of developed my own that I like to call hyperrealism. It takes elements of realistic Renaissance level painting, so old world level painting, with sort of certain aspects enhanced, if you will. A perfect example of this is Into the Wilds on my website, which is one of the ones I won gold for last year. That is my style of painting. It's called a painterly style from a technical aspect because it's all about the celebration and expression of the brushstroke as opposed to the story of the model. There is the brushwork helps tell the story. It's not smooth. It's not like perfect finish. So it's the Z. Hello. Would you be more accurate to call it Letonk? Forge World has some good models. I still have some of them. The only Forge World model I own, and I'm not happy with it, and I'm going to strip it down, and this is how unhappy with it I am, is this guy. Have a look at how dusty that is. I'm going to strip that down and redo it completely. Because I'm not happy with it. But that's the only Forge World model that I own. And I can attest the resin is absolutely horrendous. Looking into military mini painting from the Victrix or Perry minis, however, they kind of look out of perspective and the faces don't look great. If you want a good military style painting, like a military sort of aspect of painting, Kings of War is pretty good. Their miniatures are quite detailed. The other one is, depending on what game you want to play, or if you want to play, or if you just want to display, there is FER miniatures. I don't have anything. They do realistic recreations of military units and figures. They're absolutely beautiful. They are down to the finest detail, but they are busts and full figures at 75 mil, 120 mils. Victoria has some awesome minis. Yeah, there's a few different ones. Scientific, is it Scientific? Scientific Models Shop does some good stuff. They're more sort of robots and bits and pieces, and FER Miniatures do some really, really nice military aspect stuff. Victrix, sorry. But I paint anything, like quite literally. I do have a tendency to lean towards dwarves and more fantastical fantasy looking stuff, because it doesn't hurt to experiment with that kind of thing, so it usually plays into it. But I've done D&D terrain, I've worked with D&D companies. I've got a massive anime-inspired mech bike up here. I got some of my early stuff. Cthulhu. This is from Contra's Miniatures. Let's see, on there. This is another one I did a few years ago, which, given the opportunity, I would love to do again. That one didn't win anything, unfortunately. But at the time, I loved that. 18mm minis, yeah. Well, as you can see, I wear glasses, and I also have the magnifiers. And I've also got a neat thing. I've got a magnifying camera, which zooms in 350 times, which I pull out on occasion when I do really, 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 really detailed stuff. So it's not hooked into OBS. Oh no, it actually is hooked into OBS. Bear with me. So this is the magnification camera. Perry Miniatures, military gaming and painting are awesome. Most accurate market. Oh, there we go. So if let me just bring this around. It's going to go very blurry. So if we pop that there, pop our light on. Oh, bless me. Sorry about that. So when I say zoom in, that's what I mean by zoom in. This is one of the most the zoomed cameras that I've got. So it's really, really cool. You can see each individual speck of pigment on it. So that's one of the tools in my arsenal. I'm blind as a bat. Just mute the microphone for a second. I'll be right back. Still recovering. But yeah. I wouldn't be able to do 18. I probably could if I pushed myself, but I wouldn't enjoy it. I like canvas. I like space. Oh, I'm trying to think. Yeah, 25 would probably be my minimum as well. I mean, one of the smallest things I've painted. Ah, one of the smallest things I've painted actually was the figures for the board game. Um, the Greek islands. With the white buildings and the blue roofs. What's that board game called? Santorini. Oh, that was for Rollfrag. Napoleonic and medieval types. There is a few out there. FER, I'm pretty sure FER miniatures. Let me check. Furman. No, Fur Miniatures. FER Miniatures. So do they do? They don't do small stuff. The smallest they go is 54 millimeters. But they've got some awesome stuff. Yeah, Perry is a good one from reports as well. Gonna do a bit more on this. But yeah, that's sort of me and what I do and what this channel's about. And thank you very much for those who followed and subscribed. It's much appreciated. Adrian's Brush, hello! I am getting better, slowly. I'm on the mend. I'm not back to my fit and fighting self, but then again, I haven't been that way for a very long time. Chronic illness is fun on so many levels. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here, as always. I can't remember the name of the army or brand, sorry, it's also very helpful. Still recovering from pneumonia 8 weeks ago. It's coming to the end of winter. So we're in the spot where it's just starting to heat up properly again. But yeah, it's been an interesting year. We have a heat wave. Yes, I know. I've been keeping tabs on it. It's a bit rough. Sort of getting into 30s and 40s over there, which is insane. Oh, I'll let that one through. Lungs are human sick. Yeah, it's I've had, I don't know what it is, viral infection or multiple viral infections, but I wasn't able to scream for the last 2 weeks. But yeah, this is my first stream back in the last 2 weeks. Oh. I'm still not great. So this is going to be the litmus test, if you will, to see if I'm on again tomorrow or I'm in a screaming heap again. I'm trying to fight through. Do have some stuff to do after Scream today. Speaking of which, an hour 44. And I also like it when people are on Scream with me and talking and stuff. Makes the time go easier. There's chronic illness, I don't get out much. Did you end up getting a place, Mama Cal? Cal? I know that you were hunting, but you weren't having much luck. What about brush choices? Rosemary & Co. staple brush. I love Rosemary & Co. brushes. So much so, I am an affiliate with Rosemary & Co. The link is down the bottom. So if you do get some more brushes, I use the Series 33 rounds. Love them to bits. They are my go-to brush for just about anything. This particular brush I'm using is a golden maple at the moment. There is some brushes that I do want to try, but they only get shipped in the EU at the moment. I forget the name of them. They just recently had a Kickstarter. I say recently, last year they had a Kickstarter. Avant-Garde, that's it. They only ship in the EU at the moment, but they are in talks to get an Australian, or with an Australian distributor. So I'm hoping some good news comes out of that. They are an expensive brush, but they look to be very, very good, and I would love to get my hands on a set. So, wait, there's someone in Belgium here. I could get you to ship them to me. Mwahaha. Good things about broken toed brushes. Broken toed brushes, unfortunately, no longer exist. You cannot get them anymore. It's been quite a few years since you've been able to get them, actually. But yes, I too have heard good things about broken toads. I know a few people that use them. But what's going on with Toast? Yeah, northeast of Australia. So in Queensland, it is referred to as the Great Southeast. Which, not to be confusing at all, is around the middle of the eastern coast of Australia. But yeah, Rosemary & Co. Series 33. I've got the affiliate link down below. I've also got sort of a list of the brushes that I use. They're mainly the 10-0, the 3-0, the 0, and the 1. Relatives from Manchester, dating back to the First Fleet. My father is from Leeds. So yeah, there's quite a lot of English going around. A few friends in Perth, come away to the UK from Belgium and everywhere else. It's what else? What else has been going on? I'm just trying to think. Leeds is a great city. I would not know. I've never left Australia. And given my medical issues, I probably won't ever leave Australia. Sorry for French speaking. I was saying I was having pneumonia is a serious matter. It takes very long time to get. Yeah, I had, when I got diagnosed, well, the catalyst for me being diagnosed with fibromyalgia and all of the great things that go along with it was I had pneumonia for 2.5 months. The doctor's like, yeah, that's not normal. So they started running tests. Well, there's nothing to be sorry about, unless you did it. Did you do it? If it didn't happen, I wouldn't be a miniature painter. I'd be working in telecommunications still. Probably grey all over, not just my beard. I'd have a lot more money. But I'd probably be not happy. Drop some of the base out of that if I can. That's best beers and chocolate in the world. There we go. That should be better. I'm gonna make you sort of feel sorry for me even more here. I'm a celiac, so I can't drink most beers, and most of the chocolate in Belgium has some form of wheat in it, or the ones that we get shipped over here generally do anyway, and that would kill me. It wouldn't kill me, it just make me really sick. In the old days, Australia was known as the land of milk and honey and the best place on earth. It still is. Like it's definitely a lot better than other parts of the world, but everywhere has their own problems, and Australia is definitely one of them. Well, Ron, I've got some news for you. Sorry to say, science lesson. Right, in your stomach, you have these little things called cilia, which are finger-like appendages that are all through your stomach. So imagine a tube with little sort of fingers all around the inside of it. These cilia, singular, have they are what absorbs the nutrients out of food in your stomach. At the very tip of each one is a lactase, which is responsible for converting lactose and making it so you can sort of take it into your system. If you are a celiac disease is an autoimmune disease, much in the same vein that AIDS and things like that, where the introduction of the gluten protein into your stomach causes an immune response, and that immune response is scorched earth. it will turn on and eat and devour anything. Like your immune system, your antibodies and bits and pieces will attack anything where that particular thing has hit. So in this case, gluten. The very first thing that gets eaten away is the lactase. And then, depending on the severity of of the protein that you have in your genealogy, will burn through and burn off those lactase and the cilia. The problem with that is it takes 2 years for that to grow back, minimum. Cilia, yes. You can call me Justin, of course you can. Considering I'm back streaming, so today, same time again tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday, I do an evening stream in Australia, which is from 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard. Oh, Discord, give me a second. Come on. Mr. the Paint. No, that's oh no, that's Mr. Pigments. Give me a second, I'll get the Discord link. I should add that. I need to figure out how to add that. Where's my pen? Yeah. Yeah, links. In Twitch. Alright, we'll go down to that one. Copy. There's the link for the Discord. Mr. Paint was his father. Sorry for getting his the Paint. I have, because of the celiac disease and everything that comes from that, the heightened autoimmune response to foods. You have to watch what kind of foods you eat and when and the quantities. I also have a lot of other medical issues. Most of them have an adverse effect on my liver, so I can't eat iron. I'm a double gene carrier for hemochromatosis, meaning I have too much iron in my blood, but not enough for them to have to take blood from me every few weeks, a la hemochromatosis. But I need to watch my iron levels very much. I also have irritable bowel syndrome as a result of other conditions. But pretty much the only thing that I've cut out of my diet is gluten. I need to keep up salt content. I need to have higher than average salt. So I need a lot of electrolytes and bits and pieces because of other conditions, and my magnesium levels and everything need to be up. And yeah, it's sort of sordid tale. I could spend 3 hours talking about all the crap that's wrong with me and all of the things because of that I have to keep an eye on. But yeah, if you sort of look into getting tested for various allergies, get tested for gluten. If anyone who experiences lactose intolerance needs to get tested for gluten, and there's another one, but they can do that even if you're gluten-free. They can now test to see if you're a celiac, even though you haven't eaten it by introducing the protein to your blood, and it will trigger the markers in the immune cells in the blood that they've gotten from the test to be able to tell you that you're celiac. I found that out yesterday. Interesting. Yes, I unfortunately, like I've been taking I take probiotics daily almost. My system has a tendency to go scorched earth on itself due to gastrointestinal issues because of other things. So I need to keep probiotics up. So I'm on a regime at the moment, which I've been on for the last 3 months or so. They don't have to do that anymore. They don't have to do an endoscopy or colonoscopy anymore. They can do it by blood markers now. Even if you don't do the test to induce gluten, like eat gluten to get the blood test, they can introduce it to your blood after the fact. I haven't found a decent baguette, but gluten-free croissants aren't bad if you like hockey pucks. No, it's only been in the last 18 months or so that they've been able to do this. We put people to the guillotine for less. Ho ho ho. But yeah, I think it needs a bit more white in those spots. I'm gonna have to go a smaller brush. One of the best French jokes that I've ever heard in my life was French guy on stage. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's highway robbery. They're taking something out, yet charging more money for it. A loaf of bread, like a normal loaf of bread is something like $2 or $3. For a celiac, it's $7 to $10. I'm a qualified chef as well, previous life, but yeah, I'm absolutely disgusted at how much gluten-free food costs. There is, but it's very expensive. It's disgustingly expensive. Yeah. The joke, the French joke. This French guy walks out on stage and he's got his turtleneck and he's got his beret and it's the black and white striped turtleneck. Typical French muse mime type sort of stereotype. He's got his cigarette and he's sort of got his glass of wine. He says, "Yes, oh oui, I am French. The Americans think that we hate them. This is not true. We hate everybody." And that was the joke. And then he walked off, and that was his set. Also in France, celiac natural selection, you joke. That's not a joke. That's true. I know it's true. However, I have found that celiac disease is quite prevalent in Italy. And Italy has probably the largest per capita in the world of celiacs, which you'd think Italy, pasta, breads, pizza, all the really good stuff. They have come up with gluten-free versions of just about everything they make. And if you walk into any restaurant anywhere in Italy, you can sit down and say, "I'd like to order something gluten-free, please." And they go, Bang, gluten-free menu, done. I was late diagnosis celiac, sort of early. It's about 28 when I was diagnosed. And it was through self-diagnosis that we found out. And then I found out from my parents that from my mother, that it's runs in my family. My entire family is celiac, yet I'm the only one that practices. Bread of Christ. But having said that, it's I know what stuff tastes like, and I know like how good a quarter pounder is at 3 o'clock in the morning after you've walked out of a pub. I know the glory of a kebab or a pie. I know good pizza, a good Neapolitana pizza base. And one of my all-time favorite things was sourdough bread, and you just can't get it right in gluten-free. I've only ever had it once, and the place shut down before I could get the recipe. So yeah, I'm a bit bummed about that, but these things happen. But recently, this weekend, I made a pepperoni pizza, and my pepperoni pizzas are the stuff of legend. I really like my pepperoni recipe. So pepperoni, but you bake the pepperoni off. So it's all cooked. It's like, it stinks to do. Like noxious pepper smell, like pepper spray all throughout the house for at least an hour. Then mushrooms, either champignons, sort of in spring water. They sort of have a very nice texture and taste to them. The best for pizzas. And pineapple on vodka sauce with Parmesan cheese and mozzarella on a gluten-free pizza base. It's actually posted in the Discord that I posted earlier under the food section. That was before I cooked it and put the last coat. Well, before I cooked it. Well, before I put the last layer of cheese on, then cooked it. Yeah. There's also a stew that I made up last week, I think it was. That's pretty damn good. I've still got one like Chinese takeaway container of it in the freezer at a later date when I want something nice and hearty. But that's another thing we do on this channel. If you're cooking something and you want pointers, let me know. I'm a wealth of knowledge, and I've got some really weird and odd ideas that work really, really well. As an example, when I cook ribs, like spare ribs, pork ribs, that kind of thing, I usually marinate them in bourbon. Bourbon, pear juice. Oh no, not pear juice, pear cider. Why not? Why can't you eat those things? I might be able to help you. There's a gluten-free, one of the greatest things ever, there's a gluten-free Chinese place in Wynnum, one of our neighboring suburbs. And it is perfect Australian equivalent Chinese food. Like, it's spot on. Why can't you eat Chinese or Indian? Is there a particular ingredient that sets you off, or? I'm now a proud member of your Discord. Going to bed. Have a good night. No problem. Thank you very much. Just can't get off the loo when eating Indian. Soy sauce does have gluten in it, but you can get gluten-free soy sauce now. There's a brand over here called Fountain, which does condiments, and they do a gluten-free soy sauce. Kikkoman also does a gluten-free soy sauce. But yes, soy sauce does have gluten in it. If you go to, and this, I think this is universal all around the world, worldwide, not universal because it'd be other planets. I think you may have a tendency for celiac disease. Or you have, like, it's either going to be celiac, sort of a wheat intolerance, not necessarily a gluten intolerance. They are two separate things. I have both, unfortunately. No, they don't, but they can get it. But in Indian cooking, depending on the dish, there may or may not be wheat present, depending on who's cooking it and bits and pieces. Traditional Indian cooking doesn't have wheat in it because it's a crop that isn't grown in India. Fortunately, I found a couple of places in my area that do proper Indian food, even though it's got the Australian twist on it. But yeah, I would get myself checked out for a wheat intolerance. But yeah, getting back to the you know the soy sauce fish that you get at sushi places. There's two different types. There's a red one, which is the normal gluten soy. Then there's a purple capped one, which is gluten free. Heads up for those that are unaware. So yeah, that's something that I found out. No problem at all. Happy to help. The only other thing I can suggest if that comes back negative and you don't have a gluten intolerance is try a FODMAP diet. FODMAP. Basically, it's going through for, I think it's a week or 2 weeks or something, and remove one food, like one type of food. I have a problem with acids in fruit, natural acids. It tears my mouth to pieces, cuts me to shreds. I get mouth ulcers, all sorts of stuff. Subsequently, I can have a slice of apple every couple of months. I can have bananas. I can have some grapes. And that's pretty much all the fruit I eat. But yeah, there's the human body is a complex beastie. So now we're going to start building up so we can get this glow working. Yes, you may have a wheat intolerance. Now, celiac disease and wheat intolerance are different. Best way to tell if you've got a wheat intolerance as opposed to celiac disease is if you get like a wheat-based scrub or soap or something, it will cause your skin to inflame. It will give you a rash. Gluten is a protein imbalance that is only detected by the immune system, so it's an internal thing, whereas a wheat intolerance is an all-body thing. Um, I found out I was wheat intolerant before I was celiac because I stayed at my parents' house a few years. Well, I say a few years, but it's like more like 20 years ago now. And they had an oat and wheat germ soap. Um, and I had a shower, cleaned myself up with soap, made sure that I didn't touch any gluten or anything, and within 10 minutes after the shower, I was sick as a dog. I was white as a sheet. I was shaking. I was sweating. Like, I did not feel good at all. And I got tested, and yeah, I'm wheat intolerant. Double banger. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. My body hates me. Then again, for all the stuff that I did when I was younger, I'm not surprised. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. The only reason that I found out I was celiac was my wife does family daycare, and one of the kids in care at the time was celiac, and his mother's going, "Oh, he's not allowed to have this, and he's not allowed to have that, and he's not allowed to have this," and basically anything with gluten or wheat in it is off the cards. And if he does get sick, you'll be able to tell because these things happen. My wife's sitting there listening and paying attention. Yeah. Do you have when you get blood tests, or if you've had any blood tests recently, has your liver counts been off? Have you had bad readings on your liver? Fatty liver, anything like that? Because well, I've when I was 17, I weighed 83 kilos. I'm 6'2" and I weighed 83 kilos. Okay, interesting. Because one of the things that is affected by celiac disease is the liver, um, and because I'm that double gene carrier for hemochromatosis, because I've got celiac disease, because I've got psoriatic arthritis, because I've got rheumatoid arthritis, my immune system is in a constant state of fight or flight, shock, basically. And because of all that filtering through, my liver is almost destroyed. It's not to the point where it's dangerous, but I need to be very careful. Uh, like doctors say, don't drink alcohol and all the rest, but occasionally I still drink. Um, but at the moment, I am 160 kilos and I can't for the life of me get it off. Um, Exercise doesn't work because I can't exercise because of other underlying conditions. But yeah, it's difficult. Oh. Um, but then again, if you've only got like a wheat intolerance or celiac, it wouldn't really register that bad on your liver yet. Depending on your age, of course. Like, I'm 46, so... And living half of my life not paying attention to an obvious ailment I had because I didn't know about it and didn't think it was a thing. It's really hurt me on a biological level. Quadruple heart bypass in 2002. High blood pressure, and they found a pattern of heart problems on my dad's side. Yeah, I have psoriasis. I've had it all my life, which is the skin condition. But of a very small percentage, only like sort of 1.7% of people get it. If you have psoriasis, you can get this thing, depending on the severity, called psoriatic arthritis. I have just recently been diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis, and they put me on a medication that, like, I've normally, my blood pressure was fine. I haven't had any problems with it. Heart's as strong as an ox and just keeps ticking. They put me on a medication, and I now have blood pressure issues. Needless to say, I'm no longer on that medication because it put me in hospital for 3 days. But yeah, that was interesting. And by interesting, I mean something that I never want to experience ever again. But yeah, I have to be really careful of everything and stuff now. Overexertion is bad. To the point where I can feel my blood pumping through my body. To the point where if I hold something and I go for fine detail, it actually moves with my heartbeat. That's how adversely affected I am from this medication. And on top of that, I've got a tremor. On top of that, I've got like it's. I have nerve twitches from the fibromyalgia. That's why I've got this little stand in front of me here, because it's getting problematic for me to hold stuff. So much so, actually, I've designed. It's just something different. I've designed a painting handle specifically for sufferers of hand conditions and arthritis. So this is the ergo egg. Ah, no problem. I don't look well at all. Trust me. Like, oh, what's that? That's another bit of that that's broken off. As you can see, swelling around the eyes. I've got this dry patch of psoriasis here. I've got it all through my beard. That's why I grow a beard. Sort of, that's as straight as I can get my hands due to the arthritis. I wear this as an ease to my sort of an easing element in my wrist. I've almost got no eyebrows due to the psoriasis. I have barrel chest, which you can't really see because I'm sitting at a heightened desk. This is not a normal level desk. I'm 6'3". I'm a big guy, and if you have a look, I've got marks and bruises and stuff all over my head, and sort of I get pimples and bits and pieces. Shaving my head keeps the psoriasis at bay, but I look like Uncle Fester if I shave my head completely. So I've got my hair in sort of a pseudo fake mohawk. I've got my tattoo here also, which it says gluten free or die with the celiac symbol, just in case. I need mobility aids, so I walk around with a walking stick, and I can only do that for short periods of time. Apart from that, I need to use a mobility scooter. I constantly have sinus issues, just because my immune system's on alert all the time. Any interference in my body goes, he's sick, and my immune system goes completely berk. I have fibromyalgia, which causes all of the pain receptors in my body, or all the sensation receptors in my body, to be maxed out all the time. So being a fibromyalgia isn't covered by NDIS, or it is. It's just recently become covered, but it doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. So yes and no. What you see here, my Twitch channel, subscriptions from my Twitch channel, commission work that I'm doing, sales on my website, that's how I survive. And I say survive, I mean barely eking by. I don't get handouts from the government, because one of the things with the government is you have to prove that you've got your disability every few months, and you've got to attend classes and things to actively look for work, even though I'm medically retired because of my condition. So I can't actively work because I don't have the ability to do 10 hours a day at a job. But yeah, I am working on making something that makes money. Ultimately, I would like to do one-on-one training classes, and teach people one-on-one for a fee. I don't want to do Patreon because I don't want to lock the knowledge behind a paywall, so I won't be doing that. If you have received information from me that has helped you in your miniature painting, you can feel free to donate. That's why I've got the Ko-fi link down the bottom. Or you can buy something from my store. Depending on where you are in the world, I can get it shipped to you, but that's generally expensive. The Ko-fi store, the Ko-fi link down the bottom is a donation link, which is currently working to get me funds to get to Crimson Brush, which is in Canberra, which is 4,500 kilometers away. I can't fly down due to the medical equipment. So I'm every commission, every sale, every donation goes towards that. So if I've helped you, buy me a Ko-fi. It's like $1 or $3, depending on where you are in the world. Every little bit helps, and it helps me get to my first national level painting competition. Having said that, I am working on this guy, which is the Ergo Egg. The Ergo Egg is designed specifically for people with mobility issues and hand issues, arthritis, things like that. That's all right, no problem at all. It's compatible with the Redgrass painting handle gaming system, but it is designed for ease of use and holding, so you can hold it any way you want, in any fashion you want. Whatever's comfortable for you is how you use it, basically. I am going to make a basic guide for the caps and bits and pieces, but as for holding it, that's completely up to you. And it is comfortable in any hand, it's ambidextrous. I usually hold in my left and paint with my right. but you can use it that way. You can use it upside down. It has a magnetic base, which we've got little metal discs which stick to the desk. They've got double-sided tape and they magnet to that, and the caps will go on like that. You put your miniature on, actually. So Nikki, thank you for the follow. So move that out of the way. Go back to this one. So that's the cap that we just had. And mobility and motion is designed for the easiest way of handling things. So when the unit will be finished, it's in testing at the moment with a few different people. Mama Kale is one. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Have a good evening, morning, day, whatever. Time zone. Have a good time zone. It will ship with 4 caps, 2 of these small ones. This one's probably, no, that's not the right sized one. This one. No, not that one either. Okay, I need to look at that. A medium sized, and well, this is a bit loose. I'm still refining the design, and a big size for larger pieces. I haven't done the engineers or anything because I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and paint for extended periods because of illness. But I don't know what I'm going to work on next. I don't know what piece we're going to do next. I'm thinking about doing the horse, the hero horse cavalry unit. Let's get this back in shot. It's been nagging at me. Now I need a bit more of that white. So I'll probably be doing one of the horses, or that particular one next, because I've been thinking and thinking and thinking about it. And I think that's the one that's going to be next, because I've got something that I want to try for the skin of the horse thing itself. Where's that bone? Oh, that's the dark ivory. There's the bone. So yeah, I'll be working on that one next. Yeah, that way we can start pumping out figures. Yeah, so depending on how things roll, obviously. QMHX is this weekend, or QMHE is this weekend, I should say. So I'm probably going to be burnt out as hell from that, seeing as it's the weekend. And usually it takes it out of me. But hopefully I should be right for streaming next Monday. There we go in 2.5 hours. I need to clean the house because my wife and son are coming home. Metals. Just on some touch-up spots. What's that white metal? There it is. And if you are over on YouTube, I don't even know how many we've got on YouTube at the moment. Let's have a look. One watching. That's all right. If you are on YouTube, you like what you see, drop us a follow also. As I keep saying, the Queensland Model and Hobby Expo is this weekend. I will be there. And 2 of my works will be there also in the competition. And I'm hoping that they're good enough to net some winnings. I mean, I'm not going to get best in show. But hopefully I can get something decent. So I'm just highlighting some of the metal areas. With a white metal from the Metal and Alchemy set from scale 75. Just so we get some of that nice reflection happening. And then we'll start building up our other smaller details. Yeah, our golds. Got some little gold tones. Temperature is starting to heat up. Heat is bubbling. Not on the model, but out of the bottle. Hey, Mr. Pigments! How are you, friends? Tired. I know exactly what you mean. Sickness is not kind to those who already have chronic fatigue syndrome. I can't wait to try these new paints, mate. I'm so stoked.
you're going to have a much better result.
Ah. Yeah, it's going to start getting busy. There's QMHE this weekend. GMHX in November. And if the funds will let us, which I don't think they will, honestly. Crimson Brush.
So don't be that person. Take your time and really enjoy the process as much as you can, and try to make the product as perfect as you can. Then you'll be able to rely on this thing for years to come.
Which I'm a little bummed about, but I'm not lucky, so.
Then you'll be able to rely on this thing for years to come.
Where are we going? Do. Yeah. How are we going on time? Oh, we're almost at 3 hours. Oh. Star12341. Thank you very much for the follow. We've had some great follows today. Welcome to the channel. I will be going live again, hopefully, tomorrow at the same time. So I hope to see you again. Also stream over on YouTube. And if you could please drop a follow on my Instagram account, that would be much appreciated, as I was part of the May mass deletions from Meta. And I lost 2,700 followers. As well as my personal Facebook account of 16 years, my WhatsApp of 20, well, the number attached to my WhatsApp that I've had for 20 years. Lost my access to my business page. Been a fun few months. But thank you very much for the follow. We'll be kicking off again tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to drop in again, you're more than welcome to. Oh. Yeah. So just about to tick over to 3 hours. So I'll just finish this. last little spot here. We might call it a day. That needs a decent wash. So I'll move you out of the way, cover you up. Go back to this camera. I want to thank everyone for dropping in and hanging out with me again today. First stream back after a couple of weeks being sick, so thank you all very, very much for welcoming me back. And we'll be at it again, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and hope you all sort of learned a couple of things. Thank you very much for hanging out. I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace out. Oh, hang on, actually. See who's on. Drop you into some other very worthy painters. I think Falling Freely is going to be our best option here. Haven't done her in a while, so. Actually, go to painty paints. Painty paints. Hi viewers. There we go. Peace out. Have a good one, folks.